Hey all. Well, another weekend and more thunderstorms and more rain. The storm that came by, today's what, Monday? Yeah, so Sunday. Saturday gave us a little over 7.5 inches of rain. But I still had to water today because there is stuff that dries out quickly. Kohlrabi's waking up. Wildflowers, half that died and half are happy. My butternut squash sure loved that rain. Some things loved it, some didn't. This whole bed is struggling. It dried out quick. I watered it. But we have just gotten so much rain in the past 2 months. It's unbelievable. These look piddly, but they're going on. All these guys that got planted loved the rain. I think they were the only tomato plants that aren't, how do I want to say, bitchy? But they all look healthy. These are our late planters that usually, we do after, pull the garlic. So everybody in here seems to be happy besides that one, but that's an Amish. I'm having trouble with Amishes this year. My bird sunflowers are I'm so glad I've got them tied up because they're multi-head and yeah. So they are high. They're a little over 12 feet tall. And look at all those multi-heads. They're opening up. These guys absolutely loved all the rain. Those flowers haven't opened up yet. These cucumbers, I did pick quite a bit. But we are now, as they're calling, Hell Week. It started yesterday, and today's even worse. It hit 100 and something today with humidity being like in the 70%. So, with all the rain, everybody's getting powdery mildew. So, it is what it is. So, but they're saying, I will get out here early in the morning and get this all off because I can't come out in the heat of the day. It just makes me sick. I got some whites that they're not looking like they want to get any bigger, but Mark's got 4 gigantic ones in the house. These late cucumbers seem to be happy. So, but these things drain pretty easily, so I'm glad something's growing in them this year because dragon tails and regular radishes don't want to do crap. Oh, Mexican sunflowers absolutely loved all the rain. They are full bloom and they are just coming out. The heads that I've been leaving, the little finches have already started getting their seeds. It's funny, he's like, these 3 are just bushy. We're not going to get tall. This one's like, oh, hey, we've got room. We want to touch the pear tree. Okra has finally started wakening up for now. We'll see how everything survives this week. It's Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be the worst, which means there is no mowing. Something just came, I just noticed, killed another pepper plant, snapped it in half. Mark's like, well, maybe after we pull the garlic here, just turn it to a flower bed. So I do have a couple more Mexican sunflowers I may put in there. But that's, the birds have been going to town. They've just been eating up, but I do have other heads starting, so I have to get those trimmed. We did pull all our potatoes yesterday. Lost 4 buckets completely to ants. So, yeah. And we've come to the conclusion we're not having it up this far, too close to the tree. These guys were loaded with ants. So farthest we're going to go up is to here. We replanted what I had eyes for. Nobody has any seed potatoes right now. But I ordered some off of Amazon. So, got more Beauregards planted for late season. Those will be harvested late October, November. My poor sunflower ring is so pitiful because of all the thunderstorms. All right, these tomatoes out here seem to be faring a lot better than inside because the raised beds seem to be draining better. But I still have a lot of them are still just fully stressed. Just, get days upon days of rain and wind and no break. And yeah, I've gotten so many tomatoes in the house right now I've had to pick because they look like they were going to crack if they let ripened. So, but I did leave some on the plants that are too small, but this is just how everybody is. I'm trying to clean it up the best I can without stressing the plants too much. So, basil loved all that rain. Sweet potatoes loved it all. I'll get those Beauregards moved up in a little bit. Pumpkin gourds absolutely loved it all. We got, looks like 2 of my funky pumpkins did get pollinated. So those are the ones that are supposed to be like those flat squatty ones that look like they're diseased. Like leprosy. Yeah. So, but those are going. I do have to get out here and clean up what's dying. But yeah, these peppers out here are doing better. I've got some Jimmy Nards getting turning. So, but yeah, the boards ain't happy with the high heat right now. I gotta get her cleaned up. So, and Shishudo is just freaking loaded. These are so good. If you've never grown a Shishudo, it's a Japanese. It's what they put in, it's a flavorful. It is a sherry eat. Oh, see, the birds have already been eating it too. So, the birds love them too. But it is a sherry eat, and it is just so yummy. So, these Amishes, like I said, I'm just having a horrible year. It don't matter if I got them from the old man, got them from McCoy's on 62, or the ones from our seeds. It's like, 3 different types of Amish paste. But I'm just having a horrible year for Amishes. Oh, this funky yellow squash is just getting bigger and bigger. I don't think we have any more left. We picked the last, gave to Tony and Sharon for now. But we've gotten like 30 off of here. So we do have, Mark's like, is this a gourd? I'm like, I don't know. I don't recognize it. But our melons are starting to turn yellow. Look how yellow that one is. So that should be getting ready. So yeah, probably next few weeks I need to go over there and check it without the dogs being out. So everybody, like I said, this row just absolutely loved the rain, but it dries out because it's mainly compost. So these have all opened up. I have a thistle. I didn't plant this. So thank you, birds, because my purple thistle died. But it's very prickly. Anybody know what type of wildflower that is? So let me know. It is a type, I think it's a thistle. So these guys took a beating. Once the birds are done, I'm going to pull those up and get other stuff planted there, more flowers. So, but that's how these guys, the pig absolutely loved the rain. I've got, that I see so far, I got 3 little piggies. Hopefully I'll get to eat them and not the birds this year that I've seen. I don't see any more on there. But yeah, all that took a beating. All right, let's go. Yep, there, Mark's kohlrabi. He might get some. Go look at the mess. We just trimming trees, taking out potatoes. So we come to the conclusion we're not growing potatoes in buckets back here anymore. The ants got to it. All right, these are Amishes that I got from McCoy's. They were on death's door. She goes, I've got better looking ones. And I was like, nah, I'll take ones that are almost dying. I've been soaking them and letting the roots soak in plant food and water, and they started growing roots up the stems, so I got them planted. So we might get a blackberry. The birds have been eating them before they can even get turned. I lost a couple more branches that was loaded with blackberries with these last storms. So yes, I need to get, I put that in there because I was trying to see if it would grow. Another citronella. That's purples. I'm just having not good luck with purples this year. I'm hoping the slips that I'm giving to BJ are people that have better luck than me. So moonflower liked it. Rain boards back here. The eggplant, I've got 3 more going. But this was all completely underwater Saturday morning. So you can tell which plants and flowers absolutely loved all the rain and which didn't. But yeah, the water was up past the bricks. That's why I have bricks that holds that up. And Jake was walking on the edge, and it finally soaked up and went away this morning. So, but you could still really damp. So, but yeah, that water was all the way up there. These black-eyed Susans, finally, they seem to like the rain. So this milkweed is coming back from being eaten. Raspberries, it started getting a bunch of new flowers, and we had bad, heavy rain, and they knocked them all off. So, and of course, back there, that was, the water had, literally was on top of the rim. So I didn't have to water that today. It soaked up. All those malta heads. I might get some of my cricket neck yellow squash. So, but these peppers were not too happy. They didn't like all the rain, but hopefully everybody can dry out. I did water raised beds, herbs, and flower pots because they have mainly compost and manure, so they dry out quicker. But peppers, I checked everybody. So, but we got a lot of hots coming up. So, yep, my habanero, well, my big haba, they're getting there. I had 3 I had to pick today because birds got to it. So, but yep. And then we just picked a bunch of sherry eats too. So, I'm just waiting for my tomatoes to start turning. I do have enough cucumbers. I can do at least 4 to 6 pints of pickles. So, the Japanese cucumbers, I've never grown these. It's like it was long and skinny, and then it started getting fat. If anybody's grown the Japanese cucumbers before, do they always do that, or do I just have a reject one? But it's all up in this milkweed. So these guys, the whites, absolutely loved all the rain. They have climbed up and literally just attached themselves to the fence and the zinnias. And my sunflower that was there, it had all these little multi-heads. Well, the squirrels murdered them. So came out. They were on the ground. So, but all these cucumbers, they're starting to get powdery mildew too. But some of them really liked the rain. Some of them really did not. So, like I said, I've got around 50 cucumbers. They're not gigantics, but there's enough for me to make enough 4 or 5 pints. And then Mark I won't use any of Mark's whites because he eats those in his lunch. All right. It looks like a jungle. They just grew and grew, but they are totally stressed. They are dried out on top, but when you get halfway down into the bottom, they're just saturated. So I won't be watering them. So, but I try to clean it up. I got more tomatoes off. These are the whites. Yeah, I've never had whites get this big and tall before. So, but it is the Amishes, and some of the other ones back here are just struggling. They've crapped out, but it's just all the rain. I am literally spending hours out here. I missed you. I know it's stressed, it's overwatered, but there's nothing I can do with Mother Nature dropping 7 to 10 inches of rain every other weekend. So if I can just get enough to get a batch of each salsa this year, I'll be happy. But these, like I said, these Amishes, we pulled this one and that one. That's what, in those green buckets, we'll get them back over here. And so, but they just literally crapped out. So, but the zucchini's happy. I've got several in there. I've got, almost got enough for holiday baking. So, it's coming along there. So, like I said, everybody is struggling. Some things absolutely loved all the rain, and some stuff didn't. I hope everybody else's garden is faring better than mine. And like I said, everybody that's in the Ohio Valley right now, actually past us, I know my friend Jill in Oklahoma got this before, and my baby sis and her daughter, my niece in Missouri, are getting it too. And it is just a week long. It's going to be in the high 100. They said today was 100 plus. Tomorrow's going to be 103, and then Wednesday and Thursday will hit 111, 112 with humidity, and that's a heat index. So, yeah, I just hope everything survives. And if anybody else is in this area, I hope your garden survives this, because it's a weird year for weather. So, oh, these guys were broken from a thunderstorm last month, branches, and I got them in water, and now they've rooted. That's so I'll get them planted again. So even my freaking citronella is struggling. Only one is doing good. I've got to get more starts from him. So, but yeah, that's how it is. Like I said, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about Mother Nature. So I will see you all next week. Bye.